Hi, and welcome to Tim and Joel's Call It in the Ring. I did it again, Joel.
Dude, you gotta learn how to do this thing.
I keep forgetting what the show is called. We're on a different day. Nothing makes sense anymore. Michelle of a man. Michelle
Time's
of a man,
a flat
Joel.
circle, Tim.
I have sacrificed so much for this, Joel, and it's left me as nothing more than a husk. Just an empty husk.
Sacrifice. And what do you have to show for it, Tim?
Not much at all. Not very much at all, sir. I have this bubbly.
Oh, wonderful. That sounds nice.
Or Bublé.
Like Michael Bublé.
Pay me now.
Well, they'll get there. And if you want to get there with us, you can head over to this channel. You're already on it. And you can like the video.
Good job.
All right, let's do this.
Woo!
Oh, we have new friends in the chat. Hello today.
Hi, new
friends. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell, get your notifications. If you're new to us, amazing. This is our new time slot. We're Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, Tim. I don't know what time it is for everyone else, but if you're here, welcome. Are we going to get right into it? Because there's so much to do.
Oh, let's get right into it.
It's WrestleMania week. Are you excited? Are you feeling ready? Are you pumped? Are you so excited you could just die?
No.
Really?
It'll be fun.
I think it'll be good. I mean, I'm excited.
Is it? Yeah, it'll be good. Is this how most people are? Are they so excited they could die?
No, because the problem is then they said, oh, I hope you don't die.
Yeah,
And
especially
like,
the ones who are
okay.
actually attending, right?
Yeah, exactly. I really hope those people are keeping it safe. All right,
Yeah.
Let's get right into it because we have Mania matches that are updated. We have new Mania matches. We have the whole thing. We talked about it last week, Tim, that there was a rumor going around about how the women's tag title would be defended. And now we know officially that it's going to be night one, a gauntlet match featuring at least the following teams: Lana and Naomi, Natty and Tamina, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, the Riot Squad, and according to WWE Socials, Billie Kay and Carmella. However, according to WWE Socials, that tweet doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, she mentioned Carmella in the segment. Like, it's going to happen. Or they now have a very complicated editing job to make it look as if it did not happen at all, just to save face. But, I expect Carmella and Billie Kay to be the tag team.
I think it'll be official as of Friday on SmackDown.
100%.
It would make no sense not to do that.
No. It's also not such a big goof that it matters at all.
Exactly. Well, we know that that's going to be night one. The winner of that gauntlet, the winners, I should say, are going to go on to night two to face Shania Payne, our favorites, for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. And I said it all along. Y'all want long-term storytelling? You guys want those stories that you can go back and be like, oh, I remember this part and I remember these bits and these bobs. Lana and Naomi, with Lana getting the pin on Tamina. Sorry, Lana getting the pin on Nia Jax.
What the
Sorry,
heck? You've been saying this for
Tamina's
6
my
months. 6 months. You can't even get it squared away.
Yeah,
Tamina.
exactly.
Oh, man. Like, okay. Yeah, it's almost certainly going to be that. And they'll have a pretty dope video package that they can air before the match on Sunday, which is great. Everyone loves that. Good little video package recapping the feud. Outside chance. Vince McMahon misunderstands people's adoration for Billie Kay. Billie Kay and Carmella to get the match.
What? Explain yourself now.
Billie Kay is really over. The fans are super into it. Vince McMahon barely understands people. He thinks that means that we want Billie Kay to win the tag titles.
So perfect it could work.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I super think it's going to be Lana and Naomi still, but outside chance.
And yeah, I mean, we saw it on Raw. They all kind of had their backstage segment and they got all excited for it. So I don't see why they wouldn't go that route.
Yeah, it's good.
Very good. Let's continue on. We've got Bad Bunny versus Miz is now a tag team match.
Yeah, finally.
As we needed it to be, as we wanted it to be. So Bad Bunny and Damian Priest are going to team up to go off against Miz and Morrison. Great. I'm excited.
100% that was because Morrison was a bit touch and go for a bit, right?
That's the rumor.
Yeah. So not 100%, like rumor percent.
I also have a feeling that with Morrison, it was more that they were kind of waiting off in case he actually did have any issue. But it seems like there wasn't really much problem going on there.
Just felt like coasting into Mania.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they've been coasting into a lot of things because we also found out this past Friday on SmackDown that the Intercontinental Championship match is going to be a Nigerian drum match. Tim, what could that be?
I don't know. I think you tweeted it best when you said that it should just be a regular match with an array of people beating on drums outside, which sounds awesome.
That's what I want.
It's not what it's going to be. It's just going to be a street fight with bad decor like it always is.
I don't know. Listen, do I think that they're going to use the drums in a spot of violence? Yeah. But I think that they'll do it kind of like an Inferno match where the drums get really, really loud as the action picks up. And then they quiet down and just keep beats. You just need to bring in a tribal group, like a group of drummers, tribal drummers. Okay. And then they get hotter and hotter as the action picks up, and they know what the finish is and they know what to do. Someone takes a drum, there's a spot, someone and there you go.
Alternative suggestion: duct tape the drums onto the ropes so that every time someone gets thrown into it, it makes a big boom sound, and we all have a good chuckle.
I thought you were gonna say duct tape the drums to their hands, like Edward Forty hands.
Yeah. Please,
I
mean, that would create a beating so loud that it's as if it were a drum. That would do it.
Exactly. Oh no! Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Okay, let's move on. We've got live entertainment to talk about, Tim.
Oh, do we?
Like live musical entertainment, the stuff that we're all about.
Oh yeah. I'm less about it for Mania, but we'll see.
I get it. We'll talk about
Motorhead.
Well, anyway, we'll talk about the performers for NXT when we get into our predictions a little bit later. But to let you know, singing on the first night, America the Beautiful, is going to be Bebe Rexha, or Bebe Rexha. Sorry, I'm probably butchering the name. I apologize.
That's fine. She's great.
She is. Yeah.
America.
I hope she sings better than that.
Is that the one?
That's the one.
Oh, she's definitely sings better. You don't have.
She's worked with Florida Georgia Line. I'm talking over you because I don't want to hear you try and sing it again. She's worked with Doja Cat.
His grace on. Is it we or the? No, it's the. It's the because it
doesn't matter. We're already off the rails. It's over. I'm sorry. Just give up now, folks.
Cool. Who else? Who else we got?
We've got Ash Costello, who's going to be performing Rhea Ripley's theme on night 2, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, Ash Costello of New Year's Day, which tells me that we're getting a karaoke version.
Oh no!
Yeah, the band
say that
it's going to be her singing to a backing track, right? Even though it's a metal song.
I mean, yeah. Listen, it's her band.
Yeah. I'm not. It's not no big deal. It's just weird to me. I mean, yeah, they had Poppy do the like complete lip sync thing, which was fine.
Yeah. Speaking of Poppy, she'll be there, but we'll get to that a little bit later.
Yes!
She won't be at WrestleMania. She'll be at TakeOver.
Awesome! Where she belongs.
No, it's really funny because people were kind of saying, oh, now that Rhea Ripley's theme's being, done live, I mean, she's going to lose the match. Limp Bizkit did Undertaker's theme at 19.
Good stuff.
POD did Rey Mysterio's theme at WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
So it's not always there, but it's an exception.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't always happen.
I don't know. I kind of expect her to lose now. That like first night in action on Raw was disappointing for me.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. But as we get into it, we'll tell you now, our WrestleMania predictions are going to be released on Friday afternoon. So keep an eye out for that. We'll plug the hell out of it later. For now, we've got our NXT predictions that'll come towards the end of tonight's show, or, when you're least suspecting it. Let's talk about Raw, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. Sacrifice. You said it yourself.
Sacrifice. Hard Knock Life.
The whole game, man. It was all about those promos, though. They were very good. What do you think about Lashley's promos, Drew's promos, Corbin's promo? All about sacrificing, all about wanting to main event WrestleMania, giving up everything to get there.
Yeah, it was decent. It was good. Like, I like Drew. He's been doing a good job. I think we've heard the same thing for a little while now. So at this point, this week, it was just like more of the same, which I wish they had zhuzhed it up a little bit, but it was fine. I'm hyped. I want to see that match.
We saw a match between Lashley and Cedric Alexander. A good match, good 10 minutes, good beatdown from the former Hurt Business tag team.
Yeah.
I'm holding out hope. Tim. I really am.
It's weird now though with the backstage segment with MVP and Shelton and Cedric, right? Like it'd be weird Maybe did they just play acting for nobody? Like
Cedric was tripping over his words quite a
he
bit.
did. He fumbled the ball there pretty
Having
bad.
some trouble. I listen. If it's a big elaborate ruse and Lashley's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in deep on you," then cool, I'll take that. But
It's looking
listen,
dimmer and dimmer every day, man.
I know, but maybe this just gets me feeling okay. I have
Yeah.
that Vince McMahonism in the background, just being like, "No, you got to take him for a ride. Please take me for a ride." That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, this time would be nice, but anyway, they've already taken us for a ride and completely dashing our hopes and dreams.
Hilariously, that ride might just end at the same place we started. Let's move on. We've got pot references. Speaking of
Oh my
finishing where we
God,
started.
so many. They're really
Oh.
leaning into Riddle just being a stoned guy.
Diesel, Sticky. What was the other? He said it was Sticky, and then he said he was gonna grind him up, and then he had Birds, which was just
Yeah, the birds was
amazing.
something. What? And then they acted like that happens all the time. The commentary
Right.
was like, "Gets me every time." This thing that has happened for the very first time,
I'd
every
like
time.
to assume it was the flip flops that they were trying to say gets them every
Yeah,
time.
maybe they didn't even see the birds. Maybe that was just for us.
You really think they had birds in the Thunderdome, Tim? Is this where we're going right now?
No. I'm saying that the feed that they fed to the commentary team wasn't the TV feed because they wanted to screw with them for some reason.
That's awful. I hope not. My favorite commentary on the birds. And
apparently it happened last week. Yeah, it shows how much I pay attention.
Oh, why not? The birds are a meta commentary on the pervasiveness of Twitter in modern society, and Riddle represents a rejection of that lifestyle.
Tweet, bro.
Tweet. Just a chicken.
Oh, apparently it's the last couple of weeks. Good God.
Whatever, man.
Okay, I'll be 100% honest. I skip over a lot of entrances these days. I don't watch live.
All I said with the AR stuff originally was this was back in like September last year when they did the flip-flop AR where it was just a rotating flip-flop, and I told you the joke that it was just some guy, you know, who does all the AR graphics being like, what if we made a stallion because he talks about stallions, you know, and that'd be really cool. They could like breathe fire, breathe smoke, blah, blah, blah. And then his supervisor's like, I'm going on vacation next week. I don't have time for this shit. Just make flip-flops.
Oh, man. Oh, I feel like a fool. I didn't know about the birds.
Yeah,
what's with the birds though? Like what do the birds have to do with anything with his character?
Because he's high in the sky with the birds. He flies with the birds in the sky because he's so high. Anyway, so we had a good match with Riddle, or Riddle had a good match with Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Listen, Ali can go far. How far can he go? Can he win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? What do you think?
No.
Well, wonderful.
I think he's going back to being an undercard guy. They don't know what to do with him. Retribution was a flop. Sucks. He's great. He's a great performer. He deserves better.
Could you see Ali moving down to NXT, a place where he never really had much experience? He did a little stint with 205 with the cruiserweights. Could you see Ali maybe moving down and doing something
I think he'd
a little more work rate related?
I think he'd crush it there. I think he'd do well. I think he could program well with Balor. Like, I think that would be really exciting to watch. I don't know if they've ever had a thing before because like I've said 1,000 times, I've just come back to this, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, later on in the night we asked the question, Tim, can they coexist?
They couldn't.
Nope, they could not.
No.
Didn't hate it.
Didn't hate what?
Listen, they officially turned Rhea Ripley, okay? They set, not even turned her, they've set her heel versus face dynamic for the match.
Yeah.
Asuka is the face, Rhea is the heel.
Yep.
Rhea comes in at the Rumble. She's over. People like her. You're supposed to cheer her. She challenges Asuka. She's being cocky. That's fine. You do the contract signing. She's more cocky. You start to wonder, maybe she's full of herself. And then they get to this match, and that's fine. It's all made to turn Ripley heel and cement it. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, why not by any other means? Like, I feel like, I don't know. Is she good at promos? Can she talk? Yeah.
She can. Here's the problem.
She didn't on Monday, but like they could have written her something better to get her over as a heel. Like, it's harder without fans. I get that. You can't just like smack talk them, but
the biggest problem with Rhea Ripley was when she won the NXT Women's Championship and was going up against Charlotte Flair They turned her into this baby face that just loved being here,
Yeah, they
just happy
really.
to be here. They bled her of all personality and said, "Oh, I just want to have my moment." Gee willikers, that doesn't work.
Yeah, like I felt that the promo backstage where we enter and she's doing like pull-ups in her vest and stuff was a bit odd, and then she had to talk, and it fell a bit flat for me.
Yeah, I understand that, but we've got the match coming up. It'll be fun. Honestly, for me, this is one of the toughest matches for me to predict, and I like
Yeah,
that. I can see it going either way. I can see both women benefiting from a loss or a victory. So
same.
I
Yeah,
look forward to it.
yeah. I'm
I'm
looking
also
forward.
shocked.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like the in-ring stuff is going to be like very, very good for them. So I'm willing to like. I don't really care about the build up for it. Like, not every match needs to be hyped to all hell. So.
Yeah, believe me, they've proven that one with this WrestleMania.
Well, we'll
I'm
see. We'll see.
shocked. I'm shocked that this match didn't devolve into 14 women in the ring during that tag match with Rhea and Asuka taking on Shania. Because I guess the tag team women's title announcement was already made. They were like, we don't have to send them all out there to prove the point.
No, and it's a little bit corny what they did with that, but it works. Like I felt like that was a nice little refreshing thing. Like I've seen it before that they've done stuff like that with all the women in the back and the camera as it like goes past all of their faces while they're like muscling at each other. But like it's fine. It's a good way to quickly get through something like this. So I think they did a good job of that. They did what they could. So
Yeah. Well, speaking of doing what they could, we had paint night with Miz and Morrison.
yeah, we did. They doodled. They
They
doodled
did.
their butts off.
Drew a little hey hey ho ho, and it was supposed to be hop, but they didn't have enough paint for the P. And then they went around and they just kind of finger painted their way around. Only the white parts, only the parts that we can immediately wash off this. How much was that Bugatti? Did you hear how much it cost?
3.6 million times
Okay.
20 times stated, I think.
Okay. Remind me again, how much did that Bugatti cost?
3.6 million.
Okay, just making sure. So yeah, they go and they paint this 3.6 million. I think it was $3.6 million
I
Bugatti.
think so.
Can't
Yeah.
be sure.
Is
Can't
it
remember.
is it Bugatti or is it Bugatty? I'm gonna call it Bugatty.
It's bad Bugatti. So
Bad Bugatti. I'm not a car guy.
neither am I.
Three point
But
six
I
million
am
dollars seems like criminal to pay for a vehicle. But anyway.
look at the city we live in. Like that's
Yeah.
how.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny comes out, cuts a fire promo in 2 languages. Tim, you don't
Dub.
do that very often
Dub.
these days.
It was good.
Although they all did it in NXT earlier today in the press conference. We'll get into that later.
He was very impassioned. He had some pretty rosy cheeks through the night, though. That was curious.
He was excited,
He
Tim.
was
You would
so
be
excited. It was adorable. It was good. It's good. I'm excited. I'm glad they made it the tag match, so now we don't have to rely on my terrible idea of a ref bump that happens so infrequently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The latter half of his English speaking dragged on, but he did it well. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it was
I'm
fun.
glad it's a tag match. Give Damian Priest a chance to shine. Bunny
Yeah.
won't be blown up immediately because he's not conditioned as an athlete. He just needs to have his big spots, get the right people over. He's ready to do business. And Tim, there's one thing and one thing only that I look forward to more than anything about this WrestleMania match.
What?
Miz and Mrs. is going to be riddled with Bad Bunny appearances.
Oh my god. Okay. Sure. I mean, I'll never know.
You should know. And you should know to
You
like
can
the
tell
video,
me.
friends. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell, get the notifications running, would you?
Yeah.
Shall
Share
we?
me the gifts of the shows I don't watch.
Oh no. We'll get to that later. Bad night to be on commentary. You're Sheamus, you're MVP, talking trash while your opponents win the match, or at least the person you're representing, their opponents win the match. But still, they were very entertaining in doing so. Anything to add about Sheamus on call or MVP just talking trash the whole way through?
Riddle touched Sheamus's hat. Man's got to die.
You don't touch another man's hat.
It's gonna die now.
The hat behind me that's blurred out, you don't touch that hat. That's
Don't
my
touch
hat.
it. Yeah.
You'll die. It's over. Kofi throwing a mic at Omos, if you will. Come on. What'd you think?
That was a good throw. Fire throw. I thought that was a good bit. Yeah. Keep throwing
Very
more mics at him. Do you think okay, we get to see him at WrestleMania. Do you think he's going to be a capable wrestler, or is he going to be another Hall of Fame tier Great Khali type?
Uh, I want him to be feared and not Kali. He speaks better than Kali. I want him to be ruthless.
Okay. Now, if since he appears to only wear mauve now, shouldn't
Right?
AJ Styles also wear mauve if they're going to be on the same page? Are you
So
expecting mauve ring gear?
yes,
Yeah.
very much so. I am all in for mauve AJ Styles gloves,
Yep. Yep.
mauve AJ Styles pants, and when they sell them at the concessions, they'll have mauve P1 AJ Styles shirts.
Beautiful. I might buy my first wrestling shirt.
I've asked friends about whether they like the color mauve, and I'm like, what? Well, first of all, who likes mauve as like the color they pick?
It's a good color. Like it's pretty good. Although like there's a lack of clarity about like shade with it. Like is it dark? Is it light? He appears to like the light one, which is not as good as the dark one.
Again, it's subjective, just like wrestling, Tim.
We've got some mauve maybe in our thing. There's a gradient there, so I assume we hit mauve somewhere along the way.
I think so. And
Yeah.
speaking of hits, the cage is coming down, and we're gonna see Braun and Shane.
Hold on, Braun, savior of all bullied kind,
True.
and Shane McMahon.
What was the line? I pulled it out, and I know Ray, who's in our chat, saw it too. It was, "I'm not just a man, I'm a
I'm a
McMahon."
McMahon.
I was like, that's awful. I love it.
Honestly, expect him to pull out cheeseburgers or something and just start hawking them at him. Like,
That's a Lashley thing. We gotta do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what? They'll do the cage match at WrestleMania. It'll be fine, but I really feel like we're going to continue the match because, like I said in past weeks, it'll be Braun chucking Shane through the cage to the floor, and that's it. It won't be. I've heard
Oh,
other
and
people
then
say
he'll
they'll
call
bring
him
to the top.
stupid because he causes him to lose. Oh my god, it's
Yeah,
oh.
they can blow it off the next night on Raw and have Braun transition to a new opponent that maybe Shane manages, represents, Dabba-Kato. But who knows?
It's just gonna be more Elias, dude.
Oh no! What if
Yeah.
Elias wins the armbar? What if he wins the Honor of the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
Let's just not even talk about that.
Okay. So overall, the Raw before Mania, what did you think? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it?
It didn't feel like the Raw before Mania. I didn't dislike it. It was by no means like awful. It was just not like I don't know. It didn't feel special. It it it,
Yeah.
it truly kind of felt like most people, except for maybe Riddle and the New Day, were kind of low energy going in.
Also, we're in a we're in a pandemic. Obviously, we're still in Thunderdome. They were in the process of moving out of the Thunderdome, so they had to tape two shows. Also, tell people, go shelter in place, or at least don't screw up going into Mania. Don't get sick. You had to tape a lot in one day. You could see if you're watching Raw and you took any of the matches, if they shot up from the ring and like towards the sky, you could see that there was daylight. You could tell.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of took things away. So what I did was I kind of went back and I looked at Raws before Mania over the last few years, and they haven't really been a thing in a little while.
Okay.
It's been kind of on and off. So if you'll indulge me, I'll go back to 2013. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I have from 2013 to 2020, and I'll just kind of give you the hits. In 2013, you had Punk and Taker going into Mania. That was one of the big programs, and that was the ending story for Raw in 2013 going into WrestleMania. That was Punk dressed up as a druid, takes out the Undertaker with the urn of Paul Bearer, and then splashes the ashes in Taker's face as they go off air. That's a moment. That is a vision.
That's
okay.
pretty good. Yeah.
2014, you have the ending is, of course, Bryan doing the yes chant, took everyone out who was in the match. It was Batista and Randy Orton in a no disqualification match. Bryan came out, got involved, match ended, yes chants, okay? Before that, though, was the Piper's Pit, where Big Show came and they did the whole tossing people all out because it was the Honor of the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That was the first year of it. So again, hits and misses.
Yeah.
2015, Tug of War. Brock and Roman. Everyone remembers it.
I don't. I wasn't there.
They had the they had the WWE title in Brock's hand, and then Roman grabbed it, and they were kind of staring at each other with both hands on the title, almost like a tug of war.
Did they rip it?
No, it was an
See,
awful
they
look.
should have ripped it. That would have been great if they accidentally just tore it in two.
I don't think that was going to happen.
They should
Let's
do
move.
it. They should do it next year.
2016, we saw a Triple H promo, Roman and Triple H fight. There was a big jump over the ropes by Roman to Triple H, just a big brouhaha. Okay, it is and it was. That's fine. Didn't really make anyone super pumped for Mania. 2017, we had Brock Lesnar and Goldberg promo off with Heyman being Paul Heyman. Everyone was into it. However, the rest of the show was very cruiserweight stacked.
Huh.
Yes, you had appearances from a lot of the cruiserweights. Because remember, this is when the brand split was still on. This is when Raw was still 3 hours, which it is now, but they were still kind of interweaving the exclusivity of the cruiserweights into Raw. So they spent a lot of their time building their cruiserweights going into Mania. 2018, Ronda Rousey going through a table. That was the opening segment by the McMahons. Another good promo from Paul Heyman to prepare us for Brock versus Reigns. And that wasn't a really well-received match anyway. But we saw a great match between Seth and Finn Balor. But a good go-home. Overall, yeah. 2019, there was the arrest angle. We remember that.
Love
the triple
that.
threat. That was great. But you know what main evented that night? The same person who main evented last night. Baron Corbin took on Rey Mysterio in a match.
That's the main event?
That was the main event.
That's very funny.
Other than that, the only really, really good part of that go-home show was Batista coming out to a chorus of boos from his hometown of Washington, looking into the camera and saying, roll the footage. They roll it back. They roll a whole promo about Batista's career, and then they come back, and all Batista says is, Hunter, kiss my ass.
Oh.
And he walks out to boos.
I love that, actually. I did see that.
2020, it was a pandemic. We were all up in there. We didn't know what the hell was going on. There were replays of the Royal Rumble triple threat match. There was the Mania 34 match between Charlotte and Asuka. The Boneyard match challenge was made by AJ Styles to The Undertaker. Becky Lynch laid out Shayna Baszler with a chair. Leon Ruff basically won his contract by having a squash match with Aleister Black. That was the match that got him standing out to Vince McMahon and got him a job.
My God.
Yeah. And then Edge accepting the last man standing match. That was a weird year, but there was a lot of last minute work and re-aired footage.
Yeah.
The Raw before Mania has not been a really big show in a long time. And I think a lot of people need to spend a little bit more time not fully expecting the Raw before Mania to be the hard sell and maybe get ready for a little bit of a little bit less going into it.
Yeah, I will say the re-aired footage thing though, that's what felt like a lot of yesterday was. They played full packages, and for Randy and the Fiend, they just played the same thing again, which is I'm going to see this exact same video package again on the weekend. And that kind of frustrates me. I would like some variety with that, because I start to glaze over when I see the same thing to promote the same thing over and over and over again. So wish that would cut down a little bit. I get it's a 3-hour show to fill, but
yeah. So let's move on. We'll talk about SmackDown for a few minutes, and then we'll launch into our predictions for NXT.
Whoa.
Now, Edge is rated R again. Are you excited now for this match? Are you a little more happy to see Edge in this role? What did you think of Edge going in after SmackDown?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's the right decision. It really creates an interesting dynamic for the triple threat. 3 great performers in there. For the first time, I'm excited for a Roman Reigns at WrestleMania match. Never been a huge fan until now, but now I really am.
That's a big deal. That is a big deal that I think a lot of people aren't really realizing, because we just ran down, and for every match that we were just talking about, Reigns wasn't the focal point. It was anyone else. Yeah,
and it was always very slow paced, pretty lackluster. I thought very underwhelming matches. But this year has the real potential. He's got a very good gimmick that really works well with his style, and he's improved quite a bit, I think. So I'm excited for that. And Edge and Daniel Bryan in there just makes it that much sweeter. And it's not spear versus spear. So thank God.
Edge just wants to beat people up now, and that's fine with me, because you know what? When he loses, it'll be just like Edge, the rated R superstar, was. It'll be a giant conspiracy. And you know what that means?
Sami Zayn.
You can be best friends with Sami Zayn. That's right.
Hey, tag team victories again.
I'm all for it. Edge and Sammy. That's the tag team that wins the titles.
Love it.
Jey Uso takes on Daniel Bryan in a street fight. Listen, brutal fun. Jey Uso is now the guy who just keeps eating L's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It's what he does. And like, you know, he introduced the chain and Daniel Bryan had to get real hard and kind of sort of hit him with that chain.
Bryan lays everybody out after the match.
Yeah.
Is it Roman's turn next week after
Absolutely.
Edge did the same
yeah,
thing?
Yeah, we
ago?
talked about this. This is how they're going home with it. Roman's leaving a wasteland behind.
Which is so interesting because the common trope that people like to say is that whoever laid out the people going into Mania or going into the big show, not the wrestler, they end up taking the L at the big show, not the big show.
Yeah. I mean, but the big show took a few L's at Mania.
Several.
Yeah.
Speaking of big L's, Logan Paul was actually entertaining.
He's a pretty big L. Was he?
Yeah, he was.
This spot was okay. He played sincere enough. I mean, if someone who didn't know who he was saw him on there, the question would be, why is this guy famous? Would be my question. Like, he did nothing of real note other than play the straight man in that back and forth, which was like, okay.
But it
was fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'm curious if, like, I don't know. Yeah, he's fine.
You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of himself being approached by a rabid fan who knew everything about his life that he didn't even remember.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what he was. And he played it up so well because it's relatable for him.
Yeah.
So it made it fun. It was awkward, and Zayn can do no wrong. Like, he can lose at WrestleMania and it won't hurt him one bit.
No, it's really good. And again, it set up a match that came out of nowhere for me that I'm really excited about. So with a good build, like, this is a good little feud. Like, KO coming out and just being like, look, you can keep talking this, but I'm going to keep smacking you until you stop. Like,
that's right. So what do you do with KO and Sammy afterwards? Let's say Kevin Owens wins. Does he move up and challenge maybe for the Intercontinental Championship for a change? And then you got to talk about what Big E does and Apollo Crews, and we'll give our WrestleMania predictions for Friday. But, like, what do you do with KO? That's a curious case.
It's tough. It's always tough. Like, he's had a hard time being booked in WWE, and it's just like, you know, they just have a lot of talent, man. Like, and he's a talented guy. He's a good bruiser, like, and he does crazy stuff. So he's always got a place. It's just, you know, I don't think he's got Vince McMahon's favorite physique. And he'll get these moments, but he's never, like, there at the top for too long, I find. So I don't know.
Yeah. And again, like, you could do face versus face, or maybe slowly turn KO again if it's a program with Big E. But really, if Apollo wins, you've got a heel and a face, and you've got a great program for both men because they can jaw jack at each other, and it would be very entertaining.
Yeah, totally. And, you know, like, he's good in either position. Like, he can do face, he can do heel. He's excellent either way. So,
yeah. And, you know, the big question, what does Logan Paul do at WrestleMania? Does he just sit there? Is he a guest timekeeper? Is he a ring announcer? Non-referee? Is he a referee? Do they announce that on Friday? What do you think?
I think he's an enforcer. He's just there. He just sits at ringside and he gets involved at some point.
I don't think they're going to do enforcer again. That would be
no. I say that because that's a meaningless, pointless position. In that it doesn't actually mean anything other than he sits at ringside until they have a narratively convenient point for him to enter. I feel like Sami Zayn will bump into him or something, and then he'll, Still
think he eats a stunner?
I hope so. That'd be great. It's not hard to take.
No, it's not. Yeah, well, you ask a former president, he didn't take it very well. So Bianca Belair has a good match, and then out of nowhere comes Sasha Banks. The build is finally good, Tim, but is it too little too late?
They took a weird meandering route to get there. It's looking like it's not going to be a main event, which it doesn't feel like a main event now. So,
we don't know yet. We'll see what Friday brings, because here's the thing. Banks comes out of nowhere. She's almost going to take out Bianca. Bianca does the, finally, no stupid baby face move. She backs out and says, not today. We'll do it at WrestleMania. She points at the sign, because he got to point at the sign. And moves along. And this is the best that Sasha Banks has looked in this feud so far. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the match again. I am.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, Sasha's promos sound goofy to me. Like, I don't know. The laugh weirds me out. I don't know. Has she always been this way?
Yeah.
I've
She
only
always had
really
that
been.
laugh, if you want to know.
Yeah, the laugh I know, but like, I don't know. The promos aren't hitting for me right now. They sound disingenuous. Like they're not. They're not so believable to me right now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's they need to figure out where Sasha sits.
Yeah.
She hasn't been promoting it much on her socials this match. Bianca Belair has been the one doing all of the promo, which is interesting. Kind of poises where things are. I like it.
Yeah, like I don't know. I saw something about like her. I think it was an interview, and it was like her starring in The Mandalorian. I was like, hold up, that's a bit of a strong word. Like
She had a breakout performance, Tim. You can't take that away from her.
she had a few lines, and she wore a mask most of the time, but it was fine. Like she did a good job.
She was the star, Tim. Don't tell them otherwise. She was the star.
Okay.
Not that other one. Not her. No, it was all Mercedes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, she's fine. It'd be good. We'll see. I just wish that her promos brought the same level of skill because she acted well in The Mandalorian. So I blame the director, like everyone. It's always the director's fault.
Go ahead and tell us in the comments. Do you want to see this main event match end their respective night at WrestleMania? Tell us in the comments. Do you want to see Banks and Belair end it? Because guess what? You can also like the video. You can also subscribe to us here at Tim and Joel Pod. And you can hit the bell, get the notifications. Please, please, and thank you. Tim, are you ready to do what we are supposed to do here?
What are we supposed to do here?
Give our takeover, stand, and or deliver predictions.
Stand night 1, deliver night 2. I think we landed on. So we're keeping that bit up.
Yes. So,
all right, let's start with stand.
All right, night 1, stand. Wednesday, April 7th on USA and Peacock. By the way, commercial free if you're on Peacock, apparently.
Don't care.
I'm on WWE Network, so there you go.
Yeah.
For the NXT Women's Championship, we have Raquel Gonzalez taking on Io Shirai. For Io, this is her 8th championship defense. It's David and Goliath, but it's told in the Simpsons version where David is kind of a dick and kind of bullies Goliath.
Whatever, Goliath gets to throw David through a wall, so I'm into it.
I don't remember that happening in the story.
Oh, it definitely did,
Did it?
No, it didn't.
Earlier today on the press conference, Io Shirai, and I'm not paraphrasing, called Raquel a meathead.
That's delightful.
The woman is the greatest of all time.
No notes.
Love it. Between the two, do you have a pick? Do you have a feeling of where things can go between Gonzalez and Shirai?
Shirai's had the title quite a while now, eh?
She has, like I said, 8th title defense.
Man, I'd say it might be time to move her up, but I don't know. I see Raquel winning. That's what I see.
I'm going to take Io Shirai defending because I don't think we're done with her yet.
Okay.
I think I said it on PW Unlimited that Shirai has bitten off more than she can chew, which they've mentioned in that same press conference, that she's gotten a bit cocky, but Gonzalez isn't the one to do it yet. She's going to tackle this giant. She's going to be even more cocky, and then someone's going to take advantage that leads to Shirai dropping that title.
Whoever does take it after that is like an insta star, though. I feel like it's a new face that they bring in that they need to build fast. So maybe they are saving it for that.
Could be that, because we've seen Raquel, tear it up in NXT so far.
And that's the thing. She's built now. She's cemented a position. If they need to do quick work with someone new, I can see that being an angle. They let Io retain, and then her overconfidence causes her to lose to a newcomer.
And, just for shits and giggles, let's say maybe there's another team in that women's tag team championship gauntlet match at WrestleMania night 1. And you've got Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
I don't know. I don't see that happening. You keep saying, you said that last time too. I don't think that's going to happen.
Who knows? Anything could happen.
They don't feel like a legitimate tag team, really. Like
what do you mean? They won. They won. They
Diesel
won
and Shawn. It's not, anyway.
All right.
Although now Diesel's taken the Shawn place, but anyway.
Oh dear. Triple threat for the vacant NXT Tag Team Championships. We got MSK, who won the Dusty Cup, taking on grizzled young veterans.
Grizzled! Soon to be recognized as somebody I remember.
Oh no. And Legado del Fantasma. I feel bad for Danny Burch. I feel bad for Orny Lorcan.
Yeah, it
But
sucks.
injuries are such. It is what it is. For MSK, man, it's their time to shine. Like I said, they won the Dusty Cup, but our friends, the grizzled young veterans, they've been poised for victory for well over a year, haven't they?
They
Having
are pretty
almost won
good.
the Dusty Cup twice.
They've mutated a little bit. When they first showed up, you told me the other guy doesn't talk, and they made him talk. I don't like that.
Didn't expect it.
I didn't like it. Go. I want it to be a Penn and Teller bit. Go back.
There's
Right,
still
it's
room
fine.
for it.
They're very good. I'm just throwing
Legado
shade
del
on them.
Fantasma. Legado del Fantasma, they could steal it, especially if Santos Escobar decides to move on from cruiserweight competition. We'll get to that conversation very shortly. Do you have a projected winner for this match?
I'm hoping MSK. Like, I'm hoping they bring like a whole hell of a lot of fire to this match because, like, you know, they started hot. They've just carried the momentum, and then they had to cool them down. So I want them to get that moment. I think they deserve it. You know, they're new to NXT, but I don't know.
I could see Legado winning. Only because if Escobar loses, you've at least got Legado del Fantasma with gold, and Escobar can be running for a different title. There's something there. They wouldn't just toss them in that match, make it a triple threat for nothing. Because the money match is MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans for the NXT tag titles.
Yeah.
Maybe you can spend a little bit more time waiting it out until you get to that one-on-one or that one-on-one team matchup.
That's true. Plans for this seem to have gotten a little bit, thrown about. So it could work. I think that would make a lot of sense. It's just the only thing holding me back is them doing the dig like you're just Escobar's henchman. So like now they have to rebuild their narrative. Like I really feel like I haven't heard Legado actually like talk for themselves enough yet, but maybe we'll get to see that after they win.
So your pick is MSK, am I right?
Yeah. I still think it's them.
I'll take Legado. We'll find out. Night one, the NXT UK Championship match. Tommaso Ciampa taking on Walter. Let's just get right to it. Do you have a pick for the match? We'll get into what can come next.
Walter is going to win, but I would love Tommaso to win.
So there's a bigger story here, and that is the story of Imperium. That is the story of Timothy Thatcher, who was not a member of Imperium, but was a member of Ringkampf. They're still kind of telling that story. Yes, the mat is sacred. This mat is heilig, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Do you see Ciampa going to the UK if he wins the title? Because he can go film a batch of stuff, have some matches, come back home. He won't matter. Can Walter stay in the US? Does he want to split his time? What do we want to do? Pandemic has changed everything. So obviously this match was supposed to be, this match wasn't supposed to be this, but it could have been Balor and Walter for both titles or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you see? You think it's Walter? I see Thatcher getting involved. There's maybe a possibility of splitting Imperium into the UK and the US variants, and then eventually doing Thatcher and Walter for control of Imperium when we're back to, relative normalcy across the world with pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they do something weird because, like, Thatcher and Ciampa's friendship, I guess, mutual respect came about after a match. Maybe the same thing plays out with him and Walter. Like, they beat the holy hell out of each other, and then there's some weird level of respect, and then Thatcher is able to at least communicate with the Imperium guys, and there's some sort of weird thing that evolves out of that. So maybe that is where they're taking it, which could be interesting.
For the record, I agree. Walter winning, that's where I see it going. But again, a pandemic changes everything, and we'll get into the Finn Balor side of things in a couple of minutes, really, because here we are. This is the Gauntlet Eliminator for the NXT North American Championship shot. It's a lot of words just to tell you what kind of match this is. All right, here are the participants in order of elimination from their Battle Royal elimination. That, again, so many words just to get to this.
I'm hyped.
Leon Ruff versus Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. Somewhere someone just said, why is this guy yelling? Anyway, the winner challenges Johnny Gargano in night 2. I don't know who else could win this match, but I can give you reasons for just about everyone. Do you have someone in mind?
Bronson Reed.
Don't take too much time. Bronson Reed's your okay.
That's my pick.
Any reason why?
I think he's on the way up. I think they've dabbled with having him face other people. Like, you could stretch out him and LA Knight a little bit longer, but I don't think they're going to. I have a feeling that they're ready to just give him a little bit of a push and put him into a program with Johnny. And I think he could do good work with them, right? Big man versus a somewhat smaller guy.
So here's the thing. I want to see Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, obviously. We all want
But Roddy, we got to bring Roddy back. Rough and Swerve, they're still going at it. That's fine. I like it. I like that they're going to continue this with this match. LA Knight is a wonderful heel, and you can do a really fun match where there's tension between two cocky heels, which you can get to later because we'll get to that in a minute. But also you get a little more heat on Gargano. This is his best role in NXT so far. He's been never more entertaining. So it's going to be Dexter Lumis.
Yeah, because of the Austin stuff.
They got to finish the story, because I also think that Dexter Lumis looks at the lights on night 2, and then we see him on Raw the next night, or at least that following Monday.
Yeah, really? Yeah. And then they'll treat him like the boogeyman, and I'll be sad.
No, I told you how it's going to work, Tim. It's going to be Elias in the middle of the ring playing music, and then they're going to pan out. They're going to pull out, and it's going to be in the corner of the Thunderdome, just painting away, is Dexter Lumis, just painting a photo of Elias, a picture of Elias, and it's going to be up on the Titantron, and then they're going to have a really weird feud. It's going to be Elias and Dexter Lumis. That's how it's going to start.
Yeah, just like when the Boogeyman showed up, he got a couple feuds, and then he was relegated to weird gags.
Wait a minute. What if Dexter Lumis is Shane McMahon's lackey, and he goes after Braun the night after Mania?
Ooh, give me that, actually.
If I said that, remember that.
I'll try.
I still think it's Dexter Lumis. I still think Johnny wins on night 2. Let's move on. Pete Dunne versus Kushida. Come on in. Turn off your brain. Watch the match, because it'll be real, real good.
Just good wrestlers. Wrestling.
Both men wanting to prove their technical skills, and NXT is the place for it. So between the two, Kushida, Dunne, who you got?
Dunne.
I'll take Kushida.
Really? I think they're going to run back Balor versus Dunne again at some point.
Oh, you have to. But
Yeah,
I don't think
and
it'll be
then-
for a title.
Well, he's got to pretend to break someone's fingers, even though that would be so bloody easy. But love that. Not a big fan of the joint manipulation, just going to say. Not a thing.
Someone in the chat saying Dexter Lumis should become 24/7 champion, and everyone's too weirded out to challenge him.
Oh my God, yes.
I like it. Oh, actually, I was going to say Logan Paul is going to win the 24/7 championship. Mania, by the way. He is absolutely going to. Oh, that's night 1. Let's get to night 2 as we start rounding out the show. This is Deliver. This will be on WWE Network, Peacock, not on USA. That's Thursday, April the 8th. It's also my dad's birthday. Everyone wish my dad a happy birthday on Thursday. For the NXT Championship, Karrion Kross takes on Finn Balor. Kross is going to the main roster.
Yeah. This is what we've decided.
This is what I've decided.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I hope so. That would be the right call. I mean, not because he deserves it, but because he requires it.
Finn Balor earlier today was in the press conference basically looking past Kross. He was asked, what does it mean to have this type of match? And he gave a really awful answer about him holding the title for 210 days. And then once he beats Kross, it'll be 211 days. It was a really bad way to answer that he's looking past Kross and he's not serious about the challenge of Karrion Kross. He also said, this was my favorite. He says, there are a lot of similarities between, I can do it with the accent. There are a lot of, no, I can't. A lot of similarities between him and Karrion Kross. He said, we both had to drop our titles right after we won them. But the similarities end there. It's like, wait a minute. You said there were many.
What is that? That's nothing.
He goes on for 2 more minutes, and then Karrion Kross, they ask him if you have a rebuttal, and Kross is just like, I think it's a load of shit. That's it. That's
wow.
wonderful.
It's got all of the wit of most real fight press conferences, at least.
So who's going to win the match?
Finn.
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Balor needs to stay in NXT. Maybe
Yeah.
move on to Walter, or at least start planting the seeds for the Balor and Walter match. There is a rumor. There is a rumor that WWE will go across to the UK in May for a tour. That's a rumor.
It's an
Could be a
expensive
thing.
bet. Could be.
I ain't taking the money, but either way, if he's going to look past Cross. Oh, by the way, if Cross does go to Monday Night Raw, I will absolutely laugh myself to death if they move to Cross versus Randy right away.
Oh my God.
Randy going from one supernatural with a woman at his at his back to another supernatural with a woman at his back. Perfect. Especially because Randy and Cross also had a whole Twitter exchange not too long ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Why not do it? All right, let's move on. For the Cruiserweight Championship, we have a unification ladder match. Jordan Devlin taking on Santos Escobar. Oh boy. Give me your pick and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it might be a way to get the title off of Santos so that he can get pushed up to different divisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm only picking Jordan Devlin so that Escobar can move away from the cruiserweights, move up, start doing more North American Championship or the NXT Championship, whatever it is. The man can talk. The man is entertaining as hell. Let's move him away from the cruiserweights. You know what? And the big win here is that if Devlin stays and he is the 205 Live guy, great. Put him on 205 Live where no one's going to see him or care. Won't matter.
Yeah.
So that's the ladder match. We're both picking Devlin just because it's a necessity. The Women's Tag Team Championships, The Way, that's Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae taking on Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart, the champions. This is their second defense for Blackheart and Moon. Is this The Way's best chance to win a championship? Closing in on Candice LeRae, maybe moving up to the main roster as well. What do you think?
No, I think Ember and Shotzi are going to defend. I think they're going to build them for a little while as tag champs. I feel like they're going to cement them as like long-standing title holders. Candice going up to the main roster. I don't know. It feels like her and Johnny are just NXT for life. Like that's what it feels like. So I don't know. I feel like maybe they shuffle that around. Maybe The Way doesn't even last that much longer, and Indy and Candice get at it. But
yeah, Candice is doing a great job of being kind of like that locker room leader for the women's locker room, at least from the backstage mentality. For Shotzi and Ember, I agree. Maybe they will defend it successfully. They're going to build up to a breakup, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and
100%.
It needs to be built. It needs to be learned. It's got to get to, I'd say, maybe Ember turning on Shotzi. They'll lose the tag titles, and then there'll be a number one contendership, like not blood feud, but a very passionate feud that'll get them to the women's title. But we got some time to get there.
Yeah, quite a while.
I would rather build. I'd rather build them as very, very serious champions to start, because I know they gave the Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez the titles, and then Moon and Blackheart won immediately. Sure, if they let these two be the champions that really set the tone for the tag team championships in NXT, that's perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I think we both agree. Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart. Let's do it. For the North American Championship, we've already done it. Whoever wins the gauntlet takes on Johnny Gargano. This is Gargano's third defense since winning the title back at TakeOver War Games.
Oh my God.
I know, right? So many matches never planned.
Yeah, oh my God.
But yeah, Johnny Gargano is going to retain. That's how we feel. And finally, the unsanctioned match. No rules, no liability. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Here's the thing. If the match goes on last, I think Bobby Fish comes back or Roddy Strong gets involved. Something from the Undisputed Era past comes full circle. If the match goes on last. If it doesn't go on last, Kyle O'Reilly or Adam Cole get involved in the finish of Balor and Cross. They don't get involved directly in the match. They do whatever happens after the match is over, because they're not going to, I don't think they're going to overbook that NXT title finish.
No.
So what do you think?
Yeah, like, I mean, they've built this one really, really well, so I want to see one hell of a match out of it. I don't want to see Bobby Fish. I don't care. I keep forgetting he even exists because he's been off TV for quite a while now.
Yeah, he was injured at War Games.
He was hurt, eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was I think it was an elbow injury of some sort, so he was out.
Yeah, but they haven't even wrestled. Like the UE's just been talking. He couldn't show up for that.
Yeah, he's injured. He was there and then he wasn't. Then they broke up, and now Fish is just like, the hell happened? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's out there doing some weird stuff.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
He's on a crusade. Anyway, and Roddy's gone. I don't think we see either of them. I get this weird vibe that they like it's just Kyle and Adam and they fight and it's intense.
And who wins?
Kyle. And I think Adam's done everything he can do in NXT.
So you think that Adam Cole potentially moves up from there?
Could be. Man, there's such a thick roster. Like it's deep. So I don't even know. Like you move them up and what do you do with them?
The thing with Adam Cole is Adam Cole just wants to do his job and stream video games.
Yeah.
I literally tweeted during that press conference, it looks like Cole is there to do the job and then go home and stream Dark Souls or whatever the hell he's doing, and I respect it. That afternoon, the man was streaming Dark Souls 3.
Which takes, it's not an easy game. He's got to focus. He can't put his all into the wrestling. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like he's another NXT for life guy, but at this point he's literally done everything. Like,
not everything, because champions change hands.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. They got stars and they got stars coming up. Like,
so, okay. I agree with you. Kyle beats Adam Cole.
Yeah.
He's
fine got with to. That. 2 losses to Finn. He's got to.
Yeah, but then I want to see Kyle come down. Again, if the match is not the final match of the night, I want to see him come out and beat down Finn Balor post-match, cement wanting another shot at the NXT Championship that he could potentially win. We move the Balor conversation to the UK, right?
Yeah.
If Kyle wins, Balor moves on to the UK title talk, maybe another mid-card feud. We can do Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole with a title. Let that play out.
Yeah.
And then maybe let the other UE members get involved in that and become, whatever happens there. The other UE members.
That's a good idea. That's honestly the best way to go around it. So
we're gonna find out, but I think we both agree. Kyle O'Reilly wins the unsanctioned match, and hey, whatever comes from there comes from there.
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah. Hooray!
We're going to clip this. We're going to toss it up separately on YouTube, I'm sure, and we'll spam it for you guys. Share this to all your friends. Let them know that you want to have your friends watch more Tim and Joel pod, because that's what we're working on. We're working on more Tim and Joel pod for you guys. We appreciate everyone who came and hung out with us on our inaugural Tuesday night. We're here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, going down the week in wrestling, talking about everything. This was very WWE and NXT heavy because it's WrestleMania week, because last Thursday we talked about AEW as well because their show had just happened. Things are different, but we're back, and everything goes back to normal. Oh, next week maybe, I guess. Yep, we'll see.
I guess so.
We'll be talking about Raw after Mania. We'll be talking about WrestleMania next week, the fallout, everything. My God.
It's going to be a lot to talk. Yeah, we did it. We got it done.
For now, tell them where the kids can find you on the internet.
Kids can find me at TimStoneP, TimbStonep on Twitter.
And y'all can find the show at Tim and Joel Pod or timandjoelpod.com, youtube.com/TimandJoelPod. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, toss us a like on the video, do the subscribe thing. You know what to do. And you can find me at Joel Pearl, JoelPearl, or on twitch.tv/JoelPearl. Music and Mario, that's my jam. That's what I do. And until then, enjoy Mania Week, enjoy TakeOver tomorrow night and on Thursday, and we'll see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Take care.